Yo, what's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you had a good holiday. It's Monday again. It's Cyber Monday, whatever that means. Cyber phonetics. I don't know what's going on with all that. Yeah, we're going to do some live song reviews. If you haven't been here before,
that means.
basically
Cyber
I'm going to
phonetics.
be
I don't know what's
breaking
going on with
down
all
your
that.
songs and giving you feedback on arrangement, mixing, mastering, production, all that good stuff, and just kind of here to help you guys. So I take this time out to really just listen to new music from you guys on the email list, and just give you feedback and try to help you out, try to help you get to better music, so you can reach a bigger audience. And a lot of people in here want to have music as careers, and some of you are just hobbyists and you want to make fun music and you do it in your spare time, and that's cool. This channel is really focused on the people that want to make a living out of this, right? They want to make a business out of their music. They want to, build a fan base. They want to reach an audience of people that want to go to their shows and stream their music and bring in revenue and make a living doing this. And if you're a hobbyist, that's cool too. But just know on this show, I'm going to be giving feedback on the songs, and I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to tell you guys exactly how I feel about it. So if that hurts your feelings, offends you, whatever, grow the fuck up. All right, who's in the house? What's going on? Ian, what's up, man? Good to see you. Always good to see Ian. Get a lot of people in here that come through a lot, and I appreciate that. Awful. Let's get it. I've never seen you here, so what's up? Jay Biggs, what's up? Julian Blackwater Canyon, let's go. Let's go. We got Julian in the house. We got Kevin. Kevin, we take care. Give me some chest, baby. Got the chest popping, baby boy. What's up? Brian Olson in the house. Man, it's good to see all y'all. DB Roche. Okay, cool. So I'm working on records with some of y'all, which is amazing. I love to see you guys in here. Jim Young. I always see Jim in here. What's up? So it's Monday night. Let's get into some music. Let's listen to some stuff. And I'm just going to give my feedback and my opinion on shit, right? And hopefully it helps y'all. And if not, maybe it won't help you at all. Maybe you're just going to be sad. Who knows? Let's go, though. All right, we got a bunch of music, which is great, because yesterday I didn't have enough music, and now I do. So I'm going to go by date uploaded. If you are part of the channel, please let me know, and let me know the title of your song, the file name, so I can skip you to the front of the line. All right, but we're going to start out with 6 a.m. upload on 11/26 by Master Matthew. Love Can Be So Hard. Let's hear it.
You're further away than I could ever go, and I hope that one day we could follow the same road again. 'Cause I will look back and I will regret if there's something I could do. Love can be so hard when I look at where we are, and I look up to the stars. Are they ours? In life, where we are and where we're gone, is there if I'd let it all alone? God only knows where I'd be if you weren't by my side for all that time I'd lost myself. Tunnel for the pages I rewrote 1,000,000 times before.
Okay, so just like right off the bat, my first reaction to this is it sounds very time period, like, and basic, and kind of like a demo or something, right? Like, here's the demo of the track. Now we need a producer. Now we need to like actually make a record, right? It also reminds me of certain people. It reminds me of Jacob Collier. Collier. I don't know how to say his name exactly, but I saw him at the Hollywood Bowl. He's a very, very talented guy. It's like not as musical as like a watered down version of Jacob. There's like timing issues. There's things in here that I'm like, okay, did you mean to do that? Or like, you just didn't fix that, you know? Like certain piano chords are like late or early. There's like pitchy vocal parts. And that's fine. Vocals are really dry. They don't really feel like they're part of the mix. Drums are really basic. They're kind of boring, to be honest with you. When the drums come in, I'm like, okay, karaoke track, you know, like a backing track. It doesn't feel like a record. It feels like a demo. And that's just me being straight up with you. Like, that's how I hear it. So right here when these drums come in.
Will you? 'Cause love can...
Like, those drums are just kind of like such a basic kind of drum pattern and loop that I don't feel like it's adding much to the track. It's almost just kind of like, okay, here's some drums. Yeah, I think like vocals could get a little bit bigger on the chorus, doubles, harmonies, some things that kind of, you know, open it up a little bit. Maybe some counterpoint or some other harmonic material here in this chorus could really help it feel like a chorus.
Be so hard when I look at where we are.
You know, there's like a pad kind of string thing. It's just like not really holding a lot of weight. So there's just like a lot of stuff that's just kind of not there for me. The melody's pretty cool. Love Can Be So Hard. Yeah, like I want to pull on the emotions a little bit more. I don't know, just like more dynamic, produced to where like it's not overproduced, but like all the sounds are very intentional, not just like, oh, here's a basic drum loop. Here's this basic padded chord thing in the background. Basic piano chords playing sort of like, you know, a demo version of the piano sort of thing. Yeah, if you want to focus on the vocals, make the vocals the focus, and everything else should just be like very, you know, raw and feel raw and not like a backing track kind of karaoke stuff. So it's hard, man. You can't, like, y'all have to understand, like, trying to explain how to make this a production and not a demo is like, I have to show you, you know what I mean? Like, to explain that, it's so weird. Like, here's what you should do, and then you got to take these and do that. You know, it's like, nah, you can't really explain why this is a demo versus not like a record or sounding like a record. But it's something, and I think you got a good song structure. It's 4 minutes and 20 seconds. I don't think that that's very competitive in 2023. Not to say that a song can't be super long like that, but it doesn't need to be. That intro of like your piano playing, nothing special there. Like piano chords, block chords happening with a little bit of like, you know, run on some melody. There's just nothing special here. And why play it for so long, you know? Like 40 seconds of just like piano playing. You know, I don't know. That's just kind of a little much, you know? I don't feel like that's drawing anybody in. I feel like it's like, okay, where's the vocal? Is this going to be like an instrumental thing? So just a couple things for you. Hopefully that's useful and helpful for you. But that's kind of my initial reaction to this track. All right, let's move on. Uncertainty. Ketov Sapir. Sapre? I don't know. Butchering names over here. Let's go. Let's get into it.
Look around and everything same as it used to be. Don't try to control things you cannot change. We live in a world uncertain and strange. When there is nothing certain, trust yourself, my dear. When you feel the burden, throw it all, go higher. Think about and tell me if you agree. Things will never be the way they used to be. Oh, you cannot control things you can.
Okay, so obvious things right up front. Again, kind of like just kind of karaoke backing track kind of stuff. I can kind of tell how far along you are with your production. You probably haven't been producing for very long. My guess is maybe a couple years, if that. It's very basic, like everything's very dop 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 boom book boom book boom. You know, it's very robotic, and not in a way that's like deliberately robotic that feels new wave or like a specific genre or something. It just feels robotic and boring and two-dimensional. Now look, I'm not here, you guys, just ragging on people's music. If you guys give me something really good, I'm going to tell you the good things about it, right? And just so far, like, these tracks just kind of have a lot of not so good things about it. So I'm just trying to give you some feedback here. So don't think of this as like me being like, your song sucks, you suck. And I think that's easy. That's easy for us as artists, as creatives, to take that stance where if people give us feedback, we automatically feel attacked personally, right? Like, I made this and you don't like it. Well, you're telling me that I'm a piece of shit or I'm worthless. Like, no, I'm telling you, your skill level at what you're trying to do here is not, it's not getting there, right? We're trying to connect with an audience. We're trying to get people to feel something. That's what music's about, right? We want people to get happy, move, do some sort of action, cry, laugh, feel like, wow, I feel this crazy thing going on, you know? And this just doesn't give that feeling. It just feels like, oh, like I don't want to have to sit here and try to listen. You know what I mean? Music is about a feeling. It's about a vibe, not listening, right? So a great production, a great song, a great mix, you know, all these things combined, great arrangement, lyrics, performance. These things combined give us a feeling of, wow, that makes me feel a certain way. This song doesn't do that for me. It doesn't make me feel anything. It just kind of makes me feel like, ugh, like, should I listen to this? Right? Like, I don't know. I don't really want to hear this. It's like killing my buzz. You know what I mean? Nothing personal. I'm not attacking you as a person, just so you guys know, because I want to pump the brakes on that shit, because social media is just filled with haters and people, you know, hating on people. I don't hate people. I just hate their music sometimes. Big deal. So a little different, right? So yeah, just very robotic. The performance is very da 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 da. Like, it's like you got to mess with cadences, right? Think about different pockets. Think about coming on the upbeat of things. Think about fitting in a 16th note on a phrase, or holding back a phrase and then doing, you know, an 8th note meets like a triplet sort of thing. Like, mess around with cadence, and cadence has a lot to do with rhythm, and your rhythm is very da bop 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 bop. It's like bouncy ball, like, you know, basic. Make it a little bit more spicy, man. I know you can do that. As far as production goes, you got a long way to go. Keep practicing, keep messing with different sounds. These drums are just like very stock sounding. They just sound really aggressive and weird, and just kind of like, here's drums. Like, try to blend them more. Make the blend of the instruments glue together better. First thing I could say is like the snare or whatever the sound is, it just doesn't sound part of the track.
Don't try to control things.
Right? Like why are we smacking on the snare drum with this song that's like ba Bum, 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 boom. Clap! Clap! Like, it's like a rim shot snare. Like, that's what you use in like a rock song or something, right? So, like, think about that. Like, what kind of feeling are you trying to evoke right here on this verse? You know, you want to pull someone in, you have to... you know, give us some like wires and like softer feels, you know, and then go into the chorus and give us the rock thing and maybe guitars come in or something. I don't know. You just have to really dial in on the feelings you're trying to get across and translate to that to the arrangement and the composition and the sounds you're using and the palette and what those things evoke. Okay. Hopefully that really makes sense to you. When you have like these crazy electronic sounds, like, why are you doing that? I don't understand. Like, you got to stop and think, what is that doing? How does that make me feel? What does that sound? Why am I using that? Do I want to irritate people? Do I want to, like, that's not going to, it's not serving anything, right? So it's easy, like when we first start with production or art or coloring or, you know, whatever it might be, we always want to overdo shit. You know, a lot of y'all are like, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I'm going to go buy a bunch of fucking plugins. And you're like, what are you going to do with those plugins? I mean, you already got plugins. You got Logic Pro, you got the stock shit, you got Ableton, you got the stock stuff. Like, you don't even know how to use that. Why you need more plugins? To destroy your sound more? Like, you know, the learning process is not, hey, I'm going to learn how to paint. I better go get all the colors of the, you know, all the different colors and paintbrushes and scrapers and everything I need, like, and then just buy all this shit all the time and not be able to even know the basics of painting, right? Blending colors, primary colors, etc. That's really what you need to do, is focus on the basics. Okay? So I'm gonna move on though. So I got a couple people that are part of the channel, and I'm gonna go to these. Jim Young. I know where the bodies are buried. Jim Young. Let's check that out. Sounds cool. Sounds like a cool song. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. All right, James Young, Jim Young. I like it. All right, let's lock in on this. All right, so right away when I play this, crazy high-end compression is attacking way too hard and fast. And if you're using that for effect, it's not really giving any sort of idea here at the beginning, besides just kind of some like irritation, right? Because it just sounds harsh and it sounds weird. And it's not trippy or anything, it just sounds weird, okay? Artifacted. And I think that's like a misuse of compression on the beginning here.
There's a pious preacher man crying at the pulpit.
All right, so what I would do is the guitars sound good. I like the guitars. And I think like those kind of sound buttery, you know, and you're obviously a guitar player is what I'm hearing. But like the drum programming and the high brittleness on the drums, that's not like fitting. It feels so detached from the drum, from the guitar and the vocals. Okay. Just sounds like insane, like not in a good way. And it might be like, oh, I thought that was kind of a cool thing, right? Okay. But let's get it into the track. Let's make it a cooler thing, you know, like make it on purpose, basically.
For just a small donation, he can save your mortal soul. But you know what? I know where the bodies are buried. Yes, I know where the graves are dug. I keep digging on the time. I know what you did last weekend. I know what you're doing next weekend. You bet. I know where the bodies are buried. There's a girl with lots of secrets she's never gonna tell about all those former lovers that she used and cast away. But you know what? I know where the bodies are buried. Yes, successful businessman with his trophy wife and children.
All right, cool writing. I think the writing is probably my favorite part of this song. I really like the hook melody. I know where the bodies are buried. Like, I think that's cool. I think that's probably the best part of this track. Yeah, like the biggest things that are irritating me are the drums. I'll be real. They sound so weird, like misplaced. Like cymbals are like up here, like doing some weird shit, like right, and then like the mid range is like scooped, like the high mids are scooped. It feels weird. The drums feel like they're spread, like you use the stereo spreader on the drums or some shit. It's just awkward. It's awkward on the ear. It doesn't make sense to me. The bass is like it's weird. It's yeah, like the foundation of your track, the backbeat, the drums and the bass, the pocket, like that whole thing is just kind of screwed up on this. And I think if you like rein that in and it was like a dope groove, then like everything would come together on this. It would sound really cool. Reminds me of like Phil Collins. It has like those kind of 80s pop rock kind of vibes here. I love the organ here. I think like this is a cool thing maybe to introduce even sooner.
Save your mortal soul.
Yeah, the drums are just crazy. They sound so weird. It's like you filtered the drums out and affected them way too much. They just don't sound right. Yeah, I agree, Lamar. It's like they're processed, but not in a musical way. Like they're processed in a very unmusical way. Like where they're really filtered out and the snare drum is like this, like, it's just kind of weird on the ear. You know what I mean? But I like the vocal, guitar, melody stuff. The arrangement's pretty cool. It's all just like kind of production stuff. Production, mix, master. Those are like the things that I'm like, those are what's lacking in this track, 100%. Getting the sonics right, the production right, you know, with that drum pattern and getting those drum sounds right. Fill it out. It's gonna update it a lot more, of course. Yeah, it's gonna feel more modern, not like, you know, something that was literally made on an ADAT machine or something, like doing a bunch of aliasing. There's a lot of weird shit going on with that. And I think you're just overdoing it, man. I think you're like throwing plugins on and EQing and doing stuff that is like, that's not necessary, right? So back off on that stuff. And I think that would help a lot. And then let me see. I want to make sure I hit Julian Blackwater Canyon. Sweet Walking Woman. Is that what the one you're talking about you want me to review? Yeah, Sweet Walking Woman. Okay, cool. All right, let's find Sweet Walking Woman. Yeah, hopefully that was helpful, man. You know, that's what I'm trying to do here. Trying to take my time out, help you guys, all right? If you don't like the information or my opinion, that's cool too. I'm not going to cry. I'll be just fine. All right, cool. Got it. All right, let's lock in Julian Blackwater Canyon. Blackwater Canyon is the band, I think. Sweet Walking Woman. All right, so right away, like, it sounds like it's coming out of a little tiny boombox in the corner. The mix, like, itself, you, like, filtered everything out. So, I don't know, it sounds like maybe you put a microphone in a room and you're like, here we go. So, I don't know if that's an effect that you're going for and it's going to open up, but it is really tiny sounding.
Crawling, so you reap what you sow. You're living by the roll of the dice.
I don't know how you made this sound so like it's like coming from like oldies radio in the corner of a sandwich shop. It's like the song is dope. I can hear that you got good guitar playing, you got good drumming, you got good musicians involved. The vocals, like I can tell all that stuff's there. But like, what the fuck, man? Like, who mixed this? Like, what is this? Like, did you pull this off of, is this like something you pulled off of like you made back in 1962 or something? Yeah, dude, we need to talk. Like this, I don't know what's going on here. So the big thing here, Julian, is I don't know what your source files are. Did you record this all like with Pro Tools, or did you like record this to like a Tascam 4-track recorder? Like, what is the deal here? Because this sounds like you filtered all the bottom out and all the top out. Like it's weird. It literally sounds like 1960 something. You know what I mean? Okay, Cubase. So you're just like totally overdoing it. Are you mixing all this? Because it doesn't make sense. Like, you have so many parts that are just getting completely destroyed. And I can hear that you have musicianship. I hear that there's talent in this. You know, I can't deny that. I'm not going to say like, oh, this song sucks or anything, because I don't think that that's true. But you have such a weird mix on this. It's like you're hearing it through a paper bag. Oh, whoever did this, like, yeah, they fucked up heavy. Hopefully you didn't pay them. All right, so like, yeah, you can't, like, this sounds like it's coming out of, like I said, it sounds like it's coming out of like a tin can in the corner. Like, it's just weird, dude. Does anyone else hear this? Like, am I tripping? Yeah, damn, exactly. That's how I would be feeling. I'd be like, yo, can I get my money back? What the fuck did you do to my song? Like, I don't know what is going on here. Let me just like show you what I can literally show you on an EQ graph. Like, someone just swept everything out of it. It's the weirdest thing ever. Negative, not tripping. Okay, cool. I'm just making sure, like,
Every time you walk out that door, I'm left here all alone. I hear you knocking, but I can't let you in. I see your trouble.
yeah, like this is like an effect to me. Like, hey, make it sound like it's coming out of AM radio. You know what I mean? Like, this is like, what? Like, this is like a post-production track, like where you're like, okay, the scene is like they're listening to an AM radio. And then like, you know, they like go to the next scene and then like opens up. It's like the full record comes on and then you hear the low end again and shit. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, you got some crazy shit going on. Like, whoever mixed this is not a mixer. They don't know what they're doing at all. Or they have hearing problems. Like, you know, let's call it what it is, man. All right, so let's drag this into Logic Pro just so you guys can see this, all right? I don't even need you guys to hear this. I'm just going to put an EQ on here. Now watch this. This is going to be very basic. Like, all the low end and all the high end. Actually, high end's still there, but it's like really filtered. Watch this. Just gonna show this to you real quick.
Streets are crawling, so you reap what you sow. You're living by the roll of the dice. When they come to lock down your...
Like, who rolls out everything under 120 hertz? It's the weirdest shit ever. Yeah, like, what are you saying? There's a comb filtering or something, some weirdness, but it's not too far from, yeah, 70s... maybe 70s, maybe 60s. Like, it sounds like AM radio. Straight up. Low pass filter to the max. Might be the hearing problems. I agree. Yeah, well, hey, Julian, it's good that you jumped on the review, because that's a big issue. Yeah, hit me up, man. I'll mix a record for you. I'll show you what a record's supposed to sound like. Because that doesn't sound right. I think the everything else, it's hard to give you like feedback on that. It's like if I was listening to 1960s AM radio, I would be like, yeah, this is perfect, killing it. But yeah, there's something obviously wrong there. Let me see here. Like you, I was expecting it to open up, right? Like I was expecting like, okay, and then the like you can, that's supposed to be big. It's supposed to come out of the speakers, not feel like it's like this big over in the corner over here. Just feels weird. But yeah, man, yeah, I'll help you out. So it needs more bass and top end. It needs a lot more than that. A lot of issues there. But I won't get into that. It's not like, oh yeah, Julian, you just need to add more bass and top into it. Like, no, that not at all. Not at all. Yeah, much more than that, my man. But you can still go for like a modern throwback vibe, because that is definitely like a 70s rock and roll kind of vibe. Like, Led Zeppelin. God, I'm trying to think. It probably more so reminds me of like, Bad Brains. I mean, even the Boss a little bit, right? There's a lot of different influences there I can hear. But yeah, it needs love. Yeah. For like the first 15 seconds, it's fine. But when the verse drops, the full mix should hit. Yeah. It shouldn't feel like it's filtered out, right? Okay, cool. So I'm not tripping. I thought I was tripping. I was like, yo, are my ears like going crazy right now? All right, let's lock in on the next one. Pressure Switch by Richard Roosevelt. Let's lock in.
Daddy, I am so hungry. Can you just come home? I'm starving and also Venice is starving. Please, can you come home? I'm really starving and I'm really hungry. Bye, Daddy.
So much pressure, 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 so much pressure. Okay, yeah, so much pressure. All this pressure come with attention. I'm young and I'm restless. I come for the trenches. Come with a clenched fist, defender, defenseless. Got me a pen for this pen of aggression. I'm sending a message, sending a lesson. At first they wanted beef, now they mending them fences, deflecting their questions. I'm sending my henchmen. It's off with their hands, and that ain't no suggestion. Haters better pray for protection. Haters better change their direction. Haters can't escape my detection. The way that I behave is obsessive. It's okay, it's okay. Say I had one too many, well you don't say. See me buying shots of Henny for the whole place. You should know that I don't play, know that I don't play. So much pressure, 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 so much pressure. Yeah, I got a savage flow. Through these raps, yeah, I had the boast. I done been down this path before. I done been around this track on victory laps before. It's like I cracked the code. Black ski mask and clothes. I'll be grinding till my ass get old, till my casket close. E12, come on. We can go toe to toe. We can go back and forth. Have the smoke. Haters used to laugh and joke.
Dope, dude. I like it. I think for the genre and what you're trying to do here, I think it works really nice. The one thing that I would work on if I was like, to mix this is bring the mid-range back, right? It feels very scooped out. Your vocals are getting kind of, choked down. So every time like, big low end or whatever hits, like your vocal just kind of, it like gets secondary, which, that's not good in a mix ever. You want that vocal to be bam, especially in like this genre. When you're doing this Travis Scott, Kanye West, we're going into 2024. You want to really like do something that stands out, but the vocal has to be the important part, right? The track is about pressure. You got your kid, I think, at the beginning, you know, talking about, Daddy, I'm hungry. Like, you know, feed me. And you're like, there's so much stuff. I got to do so much stuff. Man, it's so much pressure to like keep things up, right? And this feels like a song where you're kind of using music as your release, right? And we all do that. Like, I do that all the time. Like, I write records and just get shit out, right? Like, I'm feeling this way. I'm feeling insecure. I'm feeling, like, oh shit, like what's going on, you know, uncertain, whatever. Like, I'll write a record that feels uncertain, right? I would say go back into the idea of the record a little bit more, because I don't feel like this feels like pressure to me.
Got me a pen for this penned up aggression. I'm sending a message, sending a lesson.
Yeah, I like those like distorted, like tom with the sticks and stuff. That's really cool. But like, listen to what's happening to your vocal right there. Like, your vocal sounds really scooped, and it's like getting completely like dumbed down by everything else.
The defenseless got me a pen for this penned up aggression. I'm sending a message, sending a lesson. At first they wanted beef, that they mended them fences, deflecting their questions. I'm sending my head.
Right, so the drums are completely overpowering your vocal. Like, you don't want that to happen. You want that, maybe you can like spread the drums out to the sides. Like, get things out of the middle. Let your vocal be up front and in the middle, okay? But otherwise, I think like the vibe is on point, right? Like, and also like try doing something at the beginning that's like fast and punchy, right? Not too much at the beginning, because we're living in the TikTok era, right? Everything's been TikTokified. Whether you guys like it or not, if you guys want to get attention for your music, you want to get shit popping, you got to kind of play by the rules a little bit and do your thing, build it up, and then you can do whatever you want. Like, that's the key, right? Like, play the game, get the attention, get the fans, get the stuff, and then make music that, like, make your art shit. Like, make your art song. Make the song that you want to make. Throw the big intro in there, whatever. Like, it's all good. You know what I mean? But if you don't have anyone listening, then this is just for you. This is you, like, you know, venting, basically. But like here, I was like, Daddy, I'm hungry. Like, I need to eat. I'm hungry. Whatever. Bam. Hit the track. So much pressure. You know what I mean? Just go into it. Don't give us this 15 seconds. Bro, like 19 seconds, whatever. People are going to like scroll away. You're going to lose them right away. So just hit us with like a hook. Hit us with something that's going to be like, oh, what's this about? You know what I mean? Little snippet of a thing, whatever, and then go right into the beat. Go into the track. Give us vocals right away. Like, people have such tiny attention spans nowadays. And with this kind of track, bro, like, you're trying to do modern shit. Do modern shit all the way through. Do modern arrangements, which you got it down to 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Perfect. Cut it down even more. Get rid of 7 seconds. Go to 2:30. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, really fucking go for this to be something that people would use on TikTok. People would use on Instagram. You know, you could put this on Reels. The sound could take off, whatever. Like, you need to get people listening to your music. That's the business of music, y'all. Like, if people aren't listening, you don't have an audience. If you don't have an audience, you don't have any attention. If you don't have any attention, you're obscure. Nobody knows who you are. If nobody knows who you are, nobody's listening to you, right? It's just the way it is. The fact there's 29 people on here right now. I got 29 people watching me tell them what I think about their music, okay? Do you think 29 people are listening to your song right now on Spotify? Like, think about that. Like, really put that into perspective. Are 29 people? Go to Spotify right now. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to show you guys something. All right? I'm on my Spotify for artists, okay? Check this out. This is the hustle of music, right? 7 people listening right now. That's to my whole catalog of music, bro. That's 8, 9, 10, 12 songs, whatever. Like, 6 people now. 6 people are listening right now. There are 31 people watching this live stream right now. There are 7 people listening on my Spotify. Now, you know, think about Apple Music and YouTube and everything else. Maybe we got, 30, 100 people. I don't know. But think about that, bro. You have to get the attention. You have to get people listening. This is the blueprint for this shit. You guys are making hip hop, you're making rap, you're making pop, you're making funk, you're making blues. It doesn't matter what you're making. You need an audience. If you want to make music for a living, you have to have an audience. If you open up a vitamin store down the street, you have to have customers coming in every day. If you open up a coffee shop, you have to have people coming in, buying coffee, eating your paninis, paying your business. Or else you're going to work a day job for the rest of your life. You're going to make music for fun. Okay? All right, so play the fucking game. Like, that's it. Like, you don't have to play it exactly. You don't have to go spank on the algorithm, and all that shit. But you have to play the game to a certain point, right? So this intro and like this big ass, daddy crying, kids crying, whatever, like do a little snippet, go into the song. And I love the switch up. This is super important. You're at 1:30, you switch it up, do a trap thing. That's great. That's great for attention. It's great for content too. All right. Hopefully that all helps. But the mix to me is like the thing that's off and just like a little bit of arrangement tweaking. And then I think you'll be in a good spot, man. All right. Let's move on. A Little Hope in My Soul remix by Steve Lee. You guys enjoying this? If you guys are enjoying this, please share the show. That's all I care about. I'm not asking you guys for money. I'm not asking you to super chat. I'm not asking you to, anything else. I'm just giving you game. I'm taking my time out in my studio. I can't be mixing a record right now. I can't be writing. I can't be doing anything else right now, right? So I'm locked in with you guys right now. That's what I'm doing, right? 100% attention on what you guys are doing. So all I ask is you guys share the show. Put it on your Instagram stories. Throw it on your Facebook. Tell people subscribe to the YouTube, right? That's it. This is simple shit. I'm not asking you guys to do anything else, right? Cool? All right, let's move on.
Now there were times before I knew those days of put up and do. Wrote a note to self, the best and nothing less. This train stops right here and away. You ain't supposed to, but I can't help stare. Whoa, I can't stop thinking about the things you do. Yeah. Well, no one showed me a better view. I can't take my eyes off of you, off of you, off of you. I can't take my eyes off you. Let me tell you. Well, no one showed me a better view. I can't take my eyes off of you, off of you, off of you. I can't take my eyes off of you. Well, no one showed me a better view. I can't take my eyes off of you, off of you, off of you. I can't take my eyes off you. There's one more thing I need to know. It's time to get a hold.
All right, so this is it's hard, like, because it says remix, but I feel like this is a re-record, like a remake. I don't know the song, but I think the instrumental is pretty good. It feels like the vocals are detached from the instrumental. Like, she's pretty soulful, right? I worked with this artist, and I'll show you what I think is kind of like a good blueprint for this sound. I worked with this artist in the studio, I don't know, a few years ago. I think her name now is Lady Blackbird. Yeah. Okay, so Lady Blackbird, she does this kind of stuff, right? Let me show you.
Towards my heart. Yeah. I don't. A woman, up on the wall. Woman, how much blood's been shed over a green for the I don't
Okay, I guess just the thing that I worked on with her was like that, right? It was like a dance remix kind of thing. But she has like this really soulful voice, right? And if you're going to do that soulful thing, it has to congeal. It has to have glue to it. And for me, I feel like the vocal is not glued to the track on this.
Yeah, well, no one show me a better view. I can't take my eyes off of you.
You know, I don't know. There's something about it. Like, it's maybe a mix thing to me, but, you know, maybe it's like the reverb and the splash and stuff. Maybe it just needs to be like more compressed and like full and warm and in the track more. But for the most part, like that feels detached from the track. It's like, here's the remix EDM thing, and then here's this vocal on top of it. So otherwise, I think this is great. Like, I think the singer sounds pretty cool. She's got, you know, pretty good voice for this. I'd like to hear her like get into the soul a little bit more, like pull from the gut. Cause right now it just feels like this. Like it just stays in that pentatonic. Like what, 3 notes?
One more thing, you love you. Yeah, well if it ain't, I can't take my eyes off of it. To me, just don't make it.
Right, like I just want more dynamics with like the notes and stuff. You know, like go up, have her blow up, you know, have her explode on the chorus. Like, why are we just staying there? You know, that's part that like I feel like needs some love. And maybe you do it on the last chorus. I don't know.
My eyes off. Well, no one is over you. Oh, you little hole. Oh, you put a little hole in my soul. I can't take my ooh over you. I can't say a better it's oh, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, she just kind of stays in the same zone. So, yeah, I want to hear something like a little bit more soulful out of her voice because she has a soulful voice. I can hear that. Kind of a neo soul meets like classic 60s soul kind of vibe, right? So just let her like go up, get the octave. Where's the octave at? Things like that. Make it more exciting. It feels too, you know, two-dimensional. But overall, like, you know, yeah, exactly. Like that's house for you, right? So I get it. You're like, no, we don't want to go too far from the house. We want to keep it, you know, right here so people can drink cocktails and just kind of move a little bit, right? I get it. So, but overall, it's like mixed stuff for me, vocals being detached. But cool track, like nothing wrong with that, you know? If that's your thing, do your thing. All right, Mick Walker, Vagabond. Do you guys want to hear a new song I'm working on? I mean, it's up to you. Like, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to impose on your time because this is really for you. But I'm happy to kind of share a work in progress. Yeah, this is like ad music. Good point. It's like music made for a commercial, you know? Like, we're going to sync license this. Man, I'm getting really tired of that, honestly. Music made for sync licensing, shit's getting really, really whack. Yeah, so I'll show you something I'm working on. It'll be like my next record I'll drop, you know, next single. And some of you guys have heard some of it already. I've tried a bunch of stuff on it, and I'm just like, all right, now I'm ready to put it out there, pretty much. But I'll show you a little bit of the session as well, if you guys want to see some of that and see some of the mix moves or whatever. Different synths I'm using, different textures, you know, solo things out. I feel like, you know, this isn't, I hope you guys don't feel like I'm promoting my music. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do here. Hopefully, like, when I do this sort of thing and show you guys a song I'm working on or my song and open up Logic and all that, it's to show you kind of like how I hear things and what, like, when I'm giving you guys reviews, like what I'm listening for, you know? So I'm not like just saying stuff like, hey, that sucks. You need to, you know, the mix is bad. And then I show you something of mine and it's like, my mix is terrible. You know? Plenty of people like that online, by the way. But yeah, like showing you just kind of like the innards of a record and how I put things together and why I put things together that way might help you kind of go, oh, okay, I get what he's saying now by things being glued or, you know, the drums and the bass matching and stuff like that. Or full spectrum, right? And not being, feeling like it's coming out of a boombox in the corner. Things like that, right? So I'll open up this session, and while this is opening up, let's listen to the next one here. Vagabond, Mick Walker. Let's just go over this while we wait for that to open up.
Every day I wake up, I feel the same. I feel like I am being beaten to the ground. But nothing ever changes, no, it never ever changes. It's just my way. Turn around and give me a band-aid, 'cause I've been beat down. Something is going on, and I can't understand why everything keeps getting more money out of my pocket, yeah. Can you open up my eyes and tell me why? There's something going on, I feel beaten up every day. Can you give me a light? I've been beaten to the ground, I've been beaten up. Can you give me a band-aid? Yeah, band-aid.
Okay, well, I would say this is a specific vibe, right? Ozzy Osbourne comes to mind. It definitely has like that hair metal driving kind of thing going on. It comes in really abrupt. Like there's no intro, there's nothing. I think I would just kind of give an intro at least. Like right here, just like right away. Bump, like everything's in. Cool idea, but I think most people like they hit play and they'd be like, "Yep, fuck, skip that shit. What the hell is this?" Like imagine that comes in on a playlist. You're like listening to some like cool like Led Zeppelin kind of shit and like Motorhead and stuff, and then this comes on and you're like, what just happened? Like random, you know? It's just like it feels random, right? The whole thing feels random, and it feels like the melodies weren't like thought out, right? Like there's like it's just going. Like we're just making music, bro. Nothing wrong with that, y'all. But to like for like my perspective, my point of view here, it's like I want to like capture people, bring them in, have them keep listening. Yeah. Like, and I feel like this just kind of trails off. It goes everywhere. There's no real like arrangement to the vocals. No, like I can't definitively put my finger on like intro, verse, chorus, pre-chorus, whatever. Like there's no, the arrangement is just like it just goes. So what I would do to make this better is like you know, like have arrangement to it, stop, pauses, drum fills, guitar solo, like cut things out, drop things in and out, you know what I mean? It doesn't need to be just this like flat like thing going on the whole time. So hopefully that helps. Vocals are kind of crazy. Melodies are not thought out. They're just kind of melodies, like da 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 da. It's like what I would do when I'm like first trying to write a song, you know. I'm just going to throw ideas at the board, but then I'm not going to edit them at all. I'm just going to like put out the record, you know, like that's not really, I think, how you should do it. I think you should spend time on your music. I think you should think out your lyrics, your melodies. You should put time and effort into your songs so that they resonate. They tell stories. They captivate audiences and get listeners to go, oh, I'm invested in this. I really like this. Okay, so that's my perspective on this one. Hopefully that kind of feedback helps. If it doesn't, okay, sorry. You know? All right, I'll show you the latest track I'm working on. I'll break down a little bit of the Logic session as well. If anybody's interested, you guys can ask questions in the comments section. I'm happy to answer questions. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take you through everything. I'll take you through whatever my chain is, you know, the different stuff I'm using on the master bus, all that shit. But yeah, let's give it a listen. This one's called Reflection, and it's almost done. It's pretty close to done.
That could ease the pressure.
Yeah, so that's the record. So it's yeah, I don't know, if you guys have any questions, I can go through some stuff, but if not, I'll just keep going through the review. It's up to you guys. I don't really care. It's a neck wagger. Yeah, I like that. Head bopper, shoulder bumper. Hey, thanks, man. Let me see. I mix and master a lot of my own music. How do you know what to use and know when the mastering is final? Can I see the mastering track on your DAW? Yeah, I mean, you know, I've been doing this for 28 years, man. So, for me, you know, I do a lot of like music that needs to be shipped really quick, right? I mix a lot of records. I master a lot of records. I mix and master records. I produce records for other people, other artists, label artists, independent artists. I compose for TV, commercials, movies, you know. Yeah, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, like, the whole idea of like, how do you know when it's final? A lot of experience and a lot of songs and a lot of projects. Yo, thank you. I appreciate that. I think The Song is Crazy is a good one, right? That's a good thing. Yeah, everything is so clear. That's really important, you know, like when you're mixing things. Thanks, Brian. So pretty much going through like the mastering chain is not really that important. But I mix and I produce. Once I get to a certain point, I do produce and mix into a mastering chain. But it doesn't mean that that's the final master, okay? If that makes sense. So I will go through that, and I might go through that process of like, this is where I want it right now, okay? And I always have like an SPL, Hawkeye, like something showing me what's going on. So if I went to this chorus out, for example, I want to be hitting about -5, -6 LUFs on something like this to keep it modern and to keep it competitive.
It's only my reflection. I'm caught in my obsession. You're holding my reflection. Starting to see every part of me.
So as you can see, that's hitting like -4.7 at times, right? It still has a lot of dynamic range, but it's still like really loud, right? So it's just, this is a matter of doing this for a very long time and understanding how to get there. But mastering chain, compressor for glue, like everything's doing very little, you know? So when you're mixing and you're mastering and you're working on stuff, the reason why you hire people like me to work on shit, and I'm not pitching myself, you know, you guys, a lot of you guys, I wouldn't even want to fucking work with you. Let's be real. Like I would say no to you. I'd be like, no, I'm not working with you. Unless I like your shit, I'm not working on your shit. Okay. Let's be real. I want to be 100% clear with that. Like, I'm not here to like, yeah, hire me. Right. I got a Black Friday deal going. I don't give a fuck. Like if I don't like your shit, I don't like your shit. But Weiss, like this, think of it as like an SSL compressor. Key thing here is like, people hire me because I have all the resources, right? Speakers, the monitors, Dutch and Dutch 8Cs, $17,500 for the pair of the speakers. Just the speakers in the room, right? The plug-in chain just on the master bus right here, easily $2,000 worth of plugins, right? You cannot crack these plugins. Like these are not things you're going to find a crack for. Like UAD Vertigo, UAD BX Digital, Oxford Inflator, Goldfoss, Limitless, Ozone 9, the God Particle, you know, all this shit. Like this is not stuff that like, you know, you hire the guy down the street, my homie, bro, he'll do it for $200. He'll do it for $50, bro. Like I don't compete with those people. That's not my game. Okay. So Weiss right here, for example, I just want to show you the idea here. Very small moves and small things. The compression on this maybe is like a couple dB, right? So check it out.
It's only my reflection. I'm caught in my obsession. You're holding my reflection.
I don't even know if that's registering. You feel me? Like that. You see the little, this is the dB, the gain reduction is here, okay? When you see this meter and you see this red here, that's the gain reduction, okay? So I want you guys to really understand stuff. Like, I mean, that's why I do these live streams, is to help you guys. It's not to like show off. It's not to sell you on anything. I could give a fuck if you buy anything from me. I don't care, okay? I do not care. I make my money from this, like making records, okay? So I want to be really clear with that. I like teaching. I like YouTube. I like making content. I like doing this shit. It's fun. All right. But yeah, don't think I'm sitting here like, yo, you guys got to hire me to mix and master your shit, bro. Like, fuck off. Bring a bag to the table. Bring some opportunities to the table. Let's have a chat. You know what I mean? But this, like, look at this. This barely, like, you see barely the threshold. I'll show you what a lot of compression looks like here.
It's only my reflection. I'm caught in my obsession. You're holding my reflection.
Sorry, you're probably hearing double, but let's hit that again.
It's only my reflection. I'm caught in my obsession. You're holding my reflection. Starting to see every part of me. It's only
Right? Like, I want my dynamics to be dynamic, but I still want that record to be really loud. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be competitive. When you play this against anything else, it's going to be competitive as fuck. Like, I want people hitting me up, like, you know, people that can change my life hitting me up. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and then we have the BX Digital. This is not doing anything. You see this? Everything's zeroed out. Like, literally, bypass it. It's not doing anything. like sometimes I just have this on because I might use it. It's doing nothing. You guys get this? I'm trying to help you guys. This is, if you guys listen and pay attention, you're going to understand a lot, right? Nothing. There's nothing going on here. You don't see me going like this, right? Like, you don't see this and that and like this and then this going here. You don't see that because nothing's fucking going on here. Okay? Leave it off. Okay? UAD, vertigo. I'm doing a little bit of harmonic distortion on the sides, in the mids. I'm filtering, and then I'm doing some stuff in the bottom, the low end, in the middle. Okay? Bypass this in and out, and this is definitely doing something.
It's only my reflection. I'm caught in my obsession. You're holding my reflection. Starting to see every part of me.
So you guys have to understand parallel processing and understand harmonics and understand parallel compression and all these things. Like, they're subtle adjustments. They're not like, put this on this this plugin on this and then like fucking crank it because it sounds sick. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully that makes sense. If not, it's all good. Yeah, hopefully this is helpful. You guys like this or no? Let me know, because if you don't like this, we'll move on. I don't want to waste my time or yours, you know? How do you keep the rhythm track from stepping on vocal? Yeah, super important, right? Vocal, wet, drums, dry, zero, right? So always, Jim, or James, I don't know what your real name is, bro. You got to figure it out. But, you know, because you got James, you got Jim on other stuff. I don't know. Tell me. But yeah, like big thing here is like, it's about arrangement, right? So let's go to like verse 2, I guess, right? Arrangement is the... Okay, so I had a bass player cut the bass to this. Here's a perfect example, Jim. So here's the bass that I did.
Watch how they all model his pose, and he's got all of the money she wants.
All right, now let's switch to the bass that the bass player, an amazing bass player, did for me. And I tried my hardest to, like, you know, make this work, but I just didn't fuck with it. So I just didn't use it. But listen to the difference here, because this steps on the vocals more.
Calm down, he's Mr. Wonderful. Watch how they all model his pose, and he's got all of the money she wants. Guess that eases the pressure, but I hope she knows it's all material.
Right? So it's a lot about arrangement. It's like the bass player playing in the mids and like getting honky with the bass doesn't feel right for this track. So I want it to be like get out of the way of the center, right? So the bass has to be low under the vocal, low, right? Low. I don't know why that's funny to me. But you know, go low, like subby, and then go a little bit wide. And if I showed you the bass, if I unhide the track, the actual bass has RC20, right? Retro here. It has CLA on it, right? CLA bass, which I'm like giving it some chorusing and some push, but I'm like trying to get it out of the center. And then it's got sub. And then the EQ, I'm just ducking some of the sub because it was so subby, right? So very important that you get everything out of the way of the vocals. I put the vocals in and I go, everything else needs to fuck off. That's really, really important. As it should be. Okay, so that's one way. Another way is, arrangement is really important. But also, like, look at this vocal chain. It's it looks like a lot, right? People are like, you got 18 million plugins on your vocals, bro. Not really. Like, this is the mic. It's the Slate mic. You have to have the mic model on here. I love the 269. This is maybe the best microphone model of anything I've ever heard. Okay? This is just a really good mic model. And the 269, I don't know why. It's like darker. It's mid-range. It's really nice and warm. It's fat, but it's three-dimensional. And Slate, they did it, man. Like, they did a great job with that shit. Metatune, very, very simple, but I'm using the doubler on this, which is very rare, right? This is very different. So the doubler itself is adding a lot of vibe to this, right? Without this doubler on, I don't get that like really wavy kind of vibe that I'm getting, right? So this is a big part of it. And I'm tuning, of course, like I'm not the best singer in the world. And it's like a lot of this shit, I'll turn the tune in and the doubler off. 100% no tune at all.
Calm down, he's Mr. Wonderful. Watch how they all model his pose. And he's got all of the money she wants.
So you can hear I sing through this. I can sing, I can hit notes, but when I'm singing through this, I'm trying to get it to do its thing. Yeah? So you wanna sing through your chains. You wanna sing through your tuning. You wanna get the vibes and capture the sweet spots of the plugins, right? So let's pop that on now, and you'll hear the doubler in effect.
Calm down, he's Mr. Wonderful. Watch how they all model his pose. And he's got all of the money she wants.
Right? So that's a vibe for me. Like, I'm like, yeah, I like that. That's saucy. All right. And then SSL EV2 channel. I mean, I love this. This is like one of my favorite plugins ever made. Ever. So, like, fuck y'all that are like, oh, Wave sucks, man. They did a subscription thing. Yeah, we all make mistakes. You guys don't have grace in your life. Fuck you. You think everyone should be perfect? Get out of here. You're not perfect. You did some dumb shit in your life too. All right. But look at this, like 2 dB of 14K, get that air, 1.3 of 4.45, which I would not do. I'd take that down a little bit. Just cause, but these are things that are helping the vocal stand out, just so you know, like that's what I'm trying to do here. Okay. We got a little gate on here and we got some compression. Watch the compression on this.
Calm down, he's Mr. Wonderful. Watch how they all model his pose.
Beautiful, right? That's doing a shit ton of compression. That's like almost hitting 10 dB on some parts. Okay, so that's where I'm getting a lot of my compression from. Pro Q3, take out the top. A lot of people fuck this up, right? They're like, yo, I'm going to boost the top. Like, unless you're doing really shiny Backstreet Boys polished pop, why do you need the top? No. The top is shit, man. The top is where all the harshness, all the garbage happens. Unless you have an amazing, brilliant vocal chain where you're going through like a beautiful chain with a beautiful microphone, like get rid of the top. Because I guarantee most of y'all are using like Chinese microphones with Chinese capsules. They're just shit, right? So get rid of the top, shave it right off, right? So I'm filtering off at 20K. Right? And then I'm dipping a little bit at 6, and I am dipping a little at 670, because that's just like, I find that that's kind of like nasally for me. And then everything 82, right? Easy, easy, easy. C1 comp, very simple. This is doing a little bit more like, right?
Calm down, he's Mr. Wonderful. Watch how they all model his pose. And he's got all of the money she wants. Guess that eases the pressure. But I hope she knows it's all material. Lord knows he...
Simple, 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 right? More compression. Because God knows we love compression. All right. Pro DS. Now with all this compression, all this like processing, you're going to bring out the sibilance. You're going to bring out the harshness. Do you guys like this? I'll move on if you don't like this. Like for real. Yes, first class citizens. I like that. Everyone else is back, right? Like, that's fucked up. All right, that's what's up. What's that, a Jazz Master? No, that, my friend, is a Rickenbacker. On the bass. But I do have two basses that I use. This guy, right? This is actually probably a 20-year-old Fender P bass, Mexican made. Amazing. Love it. It's just got that real like just real P bass, like chunky rock, you know, boom, 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 like it's thick. And then the other bass, this is really important to have these two different basses. This is a Carvel, but it's also got flats on it, right? So flat wounds, much more like punchy, right? In the notes, not as growly. But of course, both of these have P and J pickups, right? So you can get that really round kind of feel, or you can get that you know, P bass feel where you're getting the rock kind of, you know, growly thing going on. All right, so those are a couple basses I use, but this one has a Rickenbacker on it, which I love Ricks. Those are fucking amazing. They're really good in the mid-range. So Pro DS, right? This is just doing DS.
Got all of the money she wants. Guess that eases the pressure. But I hope she knows it's all material. Lord knows he knows, for him it's physical. She knows, she knows.
All right, now let's get into more sauce, right? Because you can see all these things are doing little tiny bits of things, right? They're like a little bit of compression, a little bit of EQ. We're shaping stuff. We're de-essing now. But now we get into the actual effects, right? So Metatune is giving us the doubler, which is giving us a wavy vibe. But this is also another wavy vibe with some slap delay stuff, okay? This is going to give us a lot of space, dimension, back and forth, right? Yeah, good basses. I mean, they're nothing crazy, man. Like, you know, the Fender P bass, the Mexican made one. I think I paid like $400 for that. It was a scratch and dent, like, I think I got it like 15 years ago or something. So yeah, it's a great one. I love it. And then the Carvel's like, you know, $1,000, somewhere around there. It's not anything crazy. So I'd like to get some vintage shit going on. Okay, helpful, good. Love this. Okay, good. Love Ricks. Yeah, Rickenbacker. P-bass, baby. Okay, cool. I'm just making sure you guys aren't like, yo, why are you doing this right now? We don't want to do this. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, you know, it's a lifetime, bro. You know, play guitar, bass, whatever. You learn that shit by just making music for most of your life. All right, so let's get into the Echo Boy, right? Echo Boy is like slap delay.
The money she wants, guess that eases the pressure. But I hope she knows it's all material. Lord knows, he knows, for him it's physical. She knows, the money she wants, guess that eases the pressure. But I hope she knows it's all material. Lord knows, he knows, for him it's physical. She knows, the money she wants.
All right, so hopefully you guys understand, like when I'm mixing, I'm like, I go, you know, here's the depth, here's the width, like the doubler is giving me width, and I decide like where do I want to place it in the spectrum. And this is where, when I'm giving you guys feedback, it's like, yo, this vocal's on top of everything. It doesn't sound part of the track. It's because you're not doing this shit. Like you're not understanding how to translate depth and width and upfrontness and all that stuff. This is all part of using these tools. They're just tools. They're just colors. They're shading. They're dimension. It's like when you paint a picture and you put something in the foreground and you put something in the background, you shade it, you blur it, you know? You have to have those things. If you don't, and you don't know what you're doing, you should hire people. Like hire fucking people, dude. You know, this is so important. I know, like, if you want to do this for a hobby and you're like, I just like messing around with this shit, cool, do it, fine. But like when you are really serious about making records and you want to make records that people really like, you have to hire people. You have to get people involved. It's just the way it is. I hire people. People play bass. People play guitar. I play guitar and bass. I don't play them on my tracks, you know? Like I know people that are much better than me at that. Right? Okay, then little EQ, just doing a little bit of cleanup. This is so basic, right? And then last thing is the Valhalla vintage verb. I mean, that's it. This is it. And pre-delay is everything. So 48.46 milliseconds. The slower the track, the more you can get away with pre-delay, right? So if the track's faster, I'm going to go, you know, if this is like 145 BPM, I'm going to go probably in the 20 to 35 range on the pre-delay, right? That's going to give me dimension as well. So let's mix this.
She knows, it's probably better to go. Oh, but it eases the pressure. It's only my reflection. I'm caught in my obsession. You're holding my reflection. Starting to see every part of me.
All right, you get it? You get it? You hearing what it's doing? You're hearing how it's like, oh, okay, that does that. That brings that over here. This brings this wider. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to kind of like mess with this shit. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I've been working on this one for a while. I wrote it a long time ago, but I just finally feel like, okay, I can actually release this, I think. It's hard for me, man. Like I need to release more songs because I have a lot of songs. You son of a gun, you. Okay, good. I'm glad you're liking this, man. Like, that's really key. I don't think a lot of new mix engineers understand depth. Absolutely. You are so right, DB. That's 100%. Well, you're about to experience it when I'm done with your record. So the first one, you'll be like, oh, I get it. All right. Yeah, this is super, super important. Foreground, midground, background, like being able to move things, you know, and I automate those things too, right? Like when you get into the bridge here, right? Like I have this vocal that's like very deep. Another thing that's like really important to depth is frequency, right? So you want this to be even deeper, you can literally go into this EQ, right? And you could sweep out the top and watch how much deeper it gets. Right? So as we bring the frequencies higher, they get more direct, because if someone's speaking in your ear, you're going to hear the high frequencies, because high frequencies are very directional, right? They're small waves. They're like, bzzz, right? Low waveforms are like big waves. They're like gonna, you're gonna feel them surrounding you. But high frequency waves are very directional. So if you shoot a high frequency wave, it has to be directed at your ear, right? So if it's not directed at your ear, it's not going to sound close to you. So if someone's whispering in your ear, that's going to feel really, really close. So yeah, just getting rid of the top is going to make things go back. It's going to make them feel really distant from you, which is a really great way to, automate things in and out and bring things closer and further away. And I think you guys should use all these. Everything I'm telling you right now, it's because I'm listening to your records and I'm giving you feedback on them. And I'm going, they're not using these tools. They're not using these skills. They don't know how this stuff works. So that's what I'm trying to show you. Okay. One other thing that I'm using, a bit of a cheat code. No, it's not a cheat code. There are no cheat codes. But one thing I am using on the verse vocals is this bus 5 send. Okay, and this bus 5 send is going to the studio rack, which is Wave's plugin chain of REQ, the doubler 2, and the S1 imager, spreading things wider. And what this does is gives me even more width to this vocal. All right, so going back to this and really listening to this. So I typically, when I'm doing, widening and thickening and dimension and all that, I take it up and then I take it down to where like I don't hear it, but I feel it, right? And if I bypass it, I'm like, oh, something's missing. But if I turn it back on, I'm like, oh yeah, there's the mix again. You know what I'm saying? So super, super important that you understand that. Yeah, the drum fills are everything, man. Like I love drum fills. Just like the kind of 70s kind of vibes. Yeah, I use very little additive EQ, Jim, because most of this stuff is adding EQ. It's just the way it is, right? So, for example, let's go in and bypass the Echo Boy, right? This is EQ to me. Like, this is like putting things backwards, right? Bypass the verb, bypass the send to the widening thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh well, I should EQ this.
I got a place in the bay. She stays in Miami-Dade, and there's not a lot that we could say that could ease the pressure.
Do you hear how the Echo Boy and the reverb are EQing? They're adding EQ, right? So the Valhalla is adding that top end, but it's adding the top end in space. So a lot of people, what they fuck up on when they decide they're going to just do everything themselves. I'll mix myself, I'll produce myself, I'll do everything myself. It's like, yeah, that's cool. Maybe you should do that. for the first couple years of making music. But then it's like, bro, you're not gonna outmix and outproduce and stuff people that have been doing this so long. But it's all about, yeah, that ain't bad either, right? Because you gotta make things sound great from the start, for me personally. And then I like to sweeten. I like everything to be sweetening, right? So when I'm EQing, I'm EQing through reverbs, I'm EQing through pre-delays, I'm EQing through compression, right? Compressors add EQ. All sorts of things add EQ. Look at, on the Metatune, let's be real. Like just the Metatune, the vocal tuning and the doubler, this has tons of EQ on it, right? So think about this. Let's bypass the Metatune.
Got a place in the bay. She stays in Miami-Dade, and there's not a lot that we could say that could.
All of a sudden, the high mids come in, like the 3K area, when you turn on the Metatune and the doubler, right? Because it's giving like EQ. Everything gives EQ. So you got to think about what you're feeding to what. That's very important. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I got to get out of here. I've spent way too much time with you guys tonight. Hour and 32 minutes now. I do appreciate you guys so much coming by, and hopefully this was like really, really useful for you. Yeah, you know where to find me. If you guys have any questions or anything, I'm here to help. All right, you guys have a great holiday season. It's I can't believe it's the end of November. I'll be dropping this one actually really soon. I think I'm going to drop this like in like a couple weeks, if that. So it'd be awesome if you guys checked it out, tuned in, ran it up. Yeah, for sure. It was fun. It's always fun hanging. I like this fucking song. All right, when I drop it, you got to go fucking share it, man. Spam it up, you know what I'm saying? I have shitty vocals that I'm struggling. Yeah, well, vocals are hard. Vocals are the hardest thing ever. Hey, that's money, man. I'm trying to help you guys out, so do your thing. Are there no more reviews? Dude, it's been an hour and a half, man. No more reviews. Next time, though. All right? Yeah, you got it. You got it. Fuck yeah, that's what's up. I got a lot more records coming, guys. All right. Have a good night. Peace, y'all.